Hello, Travis here, and welcome back to Factorio Space Age. In the last episode, we got into electromagnetic plants, which is basically the Volgoran equivalent of the foundry, with 50% base qu qu not quality productivity on all electrical builds. With access to the foundry gives us a few other crafts, that being electrolyte, superconductor, and supercapacitor, most of which we will need for the electromagnetic science plant for Gore's science pack. Now, I've been kind of planning on what I want to do for that, and I've decided I'm gonna make this our kind of like how we have Volcanus with a supply base and separate science bases. We're going to isolate our science pack production, mostly because it's fairly involved in while doing a bit, namely building what I call electric avenue, which gives us all the power we really need for the base. And oh my, the base is like really clogged. Off it. It's now, of course, we are going to. However, we are going to make the. Today's episode is going to be working on making these supercapacitors because they are needed for several of Bogora's tech, namely the lightning collector, which is basically kind of a better version of the lightning rod. What else we got? Not oops. Oh, the mech armor. This is one of the fun toys from Frogora, as well as the lightning gun and the turret. This is why the Tesla turret is why I gave the Frogora before Gleba, and when we'll get to Gleba, you will see why. It's we Alright. We'll need superconductors for Mark II Roboport. So basically a better. So there's nothing wrong with making having a. So, to make supercapacitors, we need a lot of stuff. Batteries, green circuits, which we can break down from blue and red chip circuits. Holmium plate, which we have quite a bit of a production right here, and we'll probably yoink for electrolyte and superconductor. Superconductors likewise need copper plate, plastic bar, holmium plate, and light oil. Was it really? which we can get these materials from breaking down low density structure. And light oil, of course, coming from the ocean. Alright. Alright. So how do we want to get... supercapacitors are a bit of the doozy, and I can... So perhaps it's... we start with making electrolyte. I need from stone. I do have a... Alright. I don't know how much of it showed it. There's a bit of a time skip between the last episode and now. But I went full hard into grinding for quality modules. Safe to say I'm looking... things are looking pretty good. Not this setup that is completely deadlocked. Alright. What I might do is I might have some... I don't have proper splitter automation just yet, but... that'll do for now. Alright. what I'll do is I'll do my handy process of fortunately are wondering why I tapped this other tinier scrap patch over here and boosted it up, so these are kind of effective alright. That should be enough splitters for a while. Another fun fact that I found out fairly recently in the Beach Boomers. Do you know Space Age's music is actually procedurally generated? Sort of. Basically, it kind of has this like forced variance that allows it to have some sort of originality. So it doesn't exactly sound the same. Which I honestly think is a kind of a cool. What other games allows you to brag about procedurally generated music, which is such a goofy thing to say, but apparently it is. I do think we need water for something. Do I need water? No. For homing solution, but we already have this set up. Another thing that I've done I've made a thing for quality substations. That's what the word is. Alright. That darn iron plate. This is kind of just an example of you can't just simply trash something and expect it to work. Oh my gosh. That is a lot of that explains why this is all backed up here. Alright. Wow. That is a... Hold on, I need to compare, that is, quite the improvement. Alright. So, electrolyte are gonna be on our... Need some stone, heavy oil, which we're quite surrounded by. Alright. An holmium solution, which we can pipe over from our factory over here. Alright. How are we gonna... At some point I need to connect up my bot network so I can cover the entire supply base. But that is kind of low priority at this moment. This should darn batteries clogging ourselves up again. Alright. Now that is a really funky... Interesting. It looks like we can change the... I'll have to keep that in mind when I... Alright, so that's electrolytes down. Let's work on superconductors, which will need a little bit more prep work. Oh, density structure, but first... What I'm probably going to do is I'm going to... I'll probably run 2. Oh, also fun fact. Yes, that is like 50 or 60 gigawatts of energy pulsing through our network when we do a lightning strike. That's why we have Electric Avenue over here. Now that we have our low density structure broken down, let's... Because we do not need the steel. What we're also going to do So you need to be lazy. Not handle our scrap outputs properly. I see we also need to handle stone processing properly, which I'll need to do a quick. I'm just gonna man, I wish you could filter slots in chess, but alright. Superconductors. Hyperlight, Petrifier, homing plate, light oil. Light oil, we're gonna need more water. Why did I not take tanks to Fulgora? Seems like quite the silly thing to do. Right, this is the first time I think we're actually incorporating recycling into the supply chain instead of. I'm not going to ratio anything properly right now. I just want to build it as a proof of concept to see how much fun I'm going to have later. No, I'm not gonna put the RoboPort here. I'm gonna put it there. I am lazy method. Do not copy this for a permanent thing because it will backlog. Alright. I'm gonna Oh yeah, homing plate. How could I have forgotten? Because I'm me, of course. Wink wink. Listen, it's the starter base. The spaghetti is completely allowed in this scenario. Do I need homing plate? I will need it for... So I can kind of... I can get away with this. We should keep our supply line up here, moving. There we go. Wait, we can now finally make our supercapacitors. Actually, because batteries are clogging up. Please, bots. Alright. Alright, which these are green circuits. How are... We're going to get those by breaking down red chips. It's gonna be... Alright. It isn't gonna be perfect, but I'm not exactly building for perfection right now. Alright. And, there we have it. Our very first supercapacitor of many. Yeah, this sucks. I'm gonna call it here. Because next we're going to be taking all this, all of this actually, scaling it up and bringing it over here. I think this is gonna be the best place to do it. Although that oddly neat island up there might be a potential choice. Crazy. I'll have to ponder this preparation for next episode. But if you like this episode, leave a like. If you have any comments or concerns, leave them down below. And if you want to see more Factorio Space Age, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you next time.